Hello everybody, Defense here, and welcome back to My Roots, a Minecraft series. I hope you're all doing good today. I am doing well. In the prior episode, we finished building up our villager village over on the plateau, and I need to start working on getting some villagers over here to go into it. And I wanted to break the bedrock. And we're going to do that today using a slab and one other item. And it's going to be awesome, because I just found it. I didn't know this was possible even then on how to do it this easily. There is another way. I'm going to show you guys that there. But first, I finally got a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and I've been saving all of my bits. This is a 9x9x9 cube of coal, a bunch of that, and 31 diamond ore. So I'm going to chop it all down. We're going to see what we got, and then I need to go get that other item because I didn't know bedrock breaking was this easy. So we're going to do this, then we're going to go get some stuff. I'll be right back. And there we go. I have more than double chest of resources now, which is fantastic. Plenty of redstone. I will hopefully be using that in the near future. Large amount of coal will save me from having to run to grab lava. We got pretty unlucky with our diamonds. 31 ore turned into 67 diamonds, which is a little over 2 per, which is better than 1 per, but we can get up to 3. So and then some lapis, which really has no use right now. We're now going to get our slabs. I'm going to bring a couple extras just in case, and then I actually have to go into the nether to get our next item. And just to be safe, let's bring 2 stacks of that. Okay, there we are. I need to get into one of these. And this will be my first time going into one. I remember there was one around here. I just couldn't remember how to get to it. I had the coordinates written down, and that was about it. Oh! I'm already like half dead. I was not expecting one to drop in right on my head. Alright, let's pop up. We'll take care of that one in a sec. Oh, it's over there. They're over there now. There's one right over there. So obviously there's one thing specifically that drops from these guys that we really can't get from anything else. And that is their skull. And their skulls have a magical property. And once I actually get one, I will show you what that magical property is. Aha, oh, sweet. All right. So we're going to do a quick demonstration here, because this will work with any block. And I just saw a video. I will post their stuff, and I'll show you guys the name once we get up there. So if you take a slab and you put it like that, and then you put this on top of the slab, it breaks the block above it. And then you mine it back, and you do it again. This works on bedrock in the ceiling as long as you can access it from below. So let me get ourselves back home and hope that I remember how to get over there. I should stay and get more, especially with that luck. 3 skeletons, 1 skull. I did get a new sword. Knockback, sharpness, looting, and unbreaking. Okay, so here we are. I'm standing on my ladder right now, so this may end up being a little weird. I need to go at this from the side. There we go. So as I said, we just need 2 items to do this. A slab and a wither skeleton skull. So, as I said, sometimes it'll delete your slabs, so that's why you gotta make sure you have extras. There we go. That time it worked. I don't know why it didn't work on. It's not working on this one, but maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's something beside it. But let's just mark this so that I remember my way down. Ah, there you go. You have to look at the slab. I see what I was doing wrong now. So now if we grab that, we should just be able to go. Bam. And then keep going up. And there we go. Obviously, I am going to make this hole bigger for a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to be using this to transport myself up and down. And 2, I need to get villagers up and down through here. So this here is... Don't wrong, I'm not going to say it's easy. Well, honestly, it is a lot easier, in my opinion, compared to the modern styles or the other version that I had found. The other one breaks more bedrock in one go, but is less reliable on specific placement. It involves using the dark oak tree and growing a tree under a tree. I will link both those videos in the description so you guys can check it out. But yeah, this is, as I said, ridiculously reliable as long as, you know, you pay attention and place stuff in the right spot. So remember, you're going to look at the slab when you place your Wither Skeleton skull. And then you're all set. So if I just go bam, and then bam, and look at that. Oh, that's actually really cool. Oh, I wonder what I can do with this. Now, if I break the skull, will that move? Yes. Okay. That's kind of a bummer. I was hoping it would stay. That just dropped my skull. So yeah, I'm going to break a little bit more bedrock. And I'm going to open us up. Maybe... I think it's 5x5 or 7x7. I don't remember, so I'm going to have to double check. So I wanted to show off the other version I was talking about. And this one, as I said, works really well. It's just an odd one. And you have to have access to the roof of the Nether already. So this one, you just take a tree. Dark oak works the best. And then you do this. And usually it does work, usually on the third try. And there you go. Once you get stuck in the leaves like this. So I'm in a creative test world, by the way. I don't know if I said that. It will pop out a bunch of tree around you and actually grow the tree at this level. So you'll see it has deleted some of the bedrock. And this is a good way because it does get rid of a lot of bedrock. But one of the issues you run into, which I'll show you over here, because I was trying to see if this was viable before I ended up finding this other method, is you have to keep moving the trees around to hope that they line up in a way to help you break where you want it to. And yeah, this was not a ton of work to try and get it to... Ooh, I actually just broke a piece of bedrock right there. This was not a ton of work to get it to break enough around for me to have access. But to build what I want in this hole, it just was very unreliable. This one here was the Trickle Plays. That's the video I found for that. And they walk you through it. They tell you a lot more about it. And then the other one I found was actually by the Mr. Epic. They actually just have the Minecraft's unknown history of breaking bedrock blocks. And they actually go through everything from alpha onwards. And they actually do show you a couple other options to break the bedrock. You can use a chest. Pretty much anything that's not a full block was pretty much how it works, that you can actually place a block against, which was kind of cool. So all of those are there. All of those are available. So if you go and we'll put the, not what I wanted. We'll put the chest right here. And then if you shift click on the side, it just breaks the block next to it. So I kind of wish I knew this. I'm over here using a slab. This would have been way better. I found a different video initially and it said, hey, this isn't my video. Check this one out. So that's where I am. I'm going to post both of these in the comments down below, and we'll kind of go from there. But I'm going to finish breaking out the rest of the hole, and I'm going to get some stuff together to build the thing that's going to go in there for us. I've just been super excited. So I just started working into another project right away. I did not think that I would ever be able to break this much bedrock this easily. So this is a 5x5 space. All the way down. Some of the bedrock, I think, went 5 or 6 pieces deep. Might have only been 4. I don't remember. It went pretty deep, because I think the deepest right there, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 at least. And one a little lower. So yeah, I definitely had some down around here. So I took out all of the bedrock here. And I may go out one more each side. I'm undecided. It really depends on how I want to do our little thing down here. So this is going to be our quick up and down. I could have sworn this was a build by Woolly Creeper from forever back, but I can't find it on his page. Slipgator built it on like Hermitcraft Season 3 or something like that. And it is just a minecart elevator with a drop. You don't normally build this in the Nether, but this can be built in the Nether. You just change the water drop out for some vines. And we'll be able to play around with that later. So I'm going to kind of just show it off a little on how you build it. It's pretty straightforward, so we're really only going to just show little pieces like this. And that's why it's easier. I'm going to end up building some walls because it does make it a lot easier to build without having to like go like this and add in extra blocks and stuff like that. Like right here. But this is honestly a very nice design. I have to put some walls up in the middle, but I want to do glass. And I really just wanted to show this off. Obviously, this one's built in the wrong spot. But it's pretty cool. There is a contraption at the top and kind of gets it all done. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some stuff together. I'm cooking down some glass and some dye because I did want green glass down the bottom. And then this is going to go up. As I said, for now, I think I'm going to just keep this. We may change it out. I may even just fill it with another block. Probably not glass, because glass will still just see straight on in. But I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to get our bottom section here finished up. And then I'm going to build this all the way to the top. And then we're going to work on a system on the top and a system on the bottom. We still have a little bit of redstone to do here at the bottom and at the top. But I wanted to just go for a quick ride. This isn't anything wild. This is obviously replaced with bubble elevators nowadays. But this was really fun way back in the day. And I never built it. I don't know why I never did. I just never did. But it brings you all the way to the top here. And we're going to have it, you know, it's going to hit a cactus. It's going to get collected, auto-broken, and shot back down where it's going to get picked up, put back into a dispenser, and maybe auto-dispensed. I haven't decided if I want to do it via button or just always have one sitting there. I'm just worried that I'm going to end up with, like, piglins taking rides on this thing. So, but we are up top. I wanted to move my portal up here, but portals in early Minecraft didn't like height variances. So I'm just going to keep it down there. We'll do the same on the other end, wherever we end up with the villagers. I actually have no idea what direction they're going to be up here. I will have to check and kind of go from there. But then you drop back down here in the terrifying hole and catch on some vines. It is rather terrifying, trust me. Because you're like, am I going to catch? Am I going to catch? But that is our start. I'm going to get, I think our next step, I'm going to get the redstone in. And then after that, we should just kind of be able to go set up an area and maybe pull some villagers. I'm going to do that in a live stream. So that's going to be Wednesday. So right now it's what, Saturday? Today's Saturday. So I'm going to probably do that for Wednesday. We'll get the villagers moved. We'll get them moved into our village that we just built for them. Set up a little bit of a villager breeder as well. And we'll be able to go from there. But I'm going to get this set up. We'll show you the redstone before that point. And I'm still cooking up glass. This all needs to go up and up. So once that's all done, I'll bring you guys back. We'll show you what we've got. And then after that will be a nice live stream. And welcome back, everybody. It has been a couple of days since we did that live stream in between this episode and the, well, in between the last clip and now. And I've moved 3 villagers over from a village. If you guys want to check it out, the stream is saved on the channel under the BTMR streams playlist. Check it out. I'll also link it down below and maybe in the tab singing in the top right for this. But I just finished building up a majority of the villager breeder here so that we can get the villagers kind of up and going into this area. And this is an old unary bit design. I remembered most of it. The only thing I couldn't remember, we actually checked it out and streamed and tested it, was the height between this platform and that platform. Aside from that, I built this a bunch back in the day, so I remembered it. And it's pretty straightforward. Just required 3 villagers, which honestly took me about an hour and a half to get over here from, as I said, that village. Portals are really weird in 1.7 when you put them on the roof. We'll just kind of go over that another time. But we actually have our villagers in place. So I have 1 villager down there and 2 villagers up here. So now all I have to do is pretty much just put the front on this and put in all of our waterways. This part's going to disappear. I made it so I could drop them in. I kind of just put them in up top and let them roam. But this is pretty much all set to go. So let me finish this up. We're going to get some glass in and some waterways, and then we'll see what it looks like from there. All right, here we go. So these 2 dirt blocks will disappear once I get some more villagers bred up. I am not seeing any hearts, but as I said, I just got this set up, so we're going to have to keep an eye on it. We were giving them potatoes and carrots in my test world. Oops, that was the wrong button. And I don't know if it was helping or not. Villagers were being born, but I did test this already again as this exact build just to make sure that everything was set right. I pretty much just built it so I could take a screenshot and just build it in this world. So I'm going to keep an eye on these guys, but I have to hop upstairs first to make sure, because the back end of this needs to have access to the sky. It's pretty much how it works. So let me just dismantle this. I was kind of wrangling them in as we worked, so I'm going to come back through, fix up some of my grass. But yeah, the glass gives us access off the back of this, and then these should all be considered, I don't know, the stairs might not be, so I might have to adjust this. I could have just pushed it all one forward, but this kind of already lined up well, so we kind of just left it. If I need to shift it, I'll shift it, but this is where the villagers will come up once they're fully grown, and they'll just kind of start populating the village. And if I need to shut that off, I should just be able to fill this in, and we'll be done with it. But yeah, let me double check everything, and I'm going to keep an eye on our villagers. It is their first, you know, first half a day in there, so we got to see how everything goes. But yeah, let me keep an eye on this farm, and once we get our first baby villager in here, I'll bring you guys back. Aha! There is a little bit of a villager in there. They had some love hearts and then nothing happened, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. But if you see right there on the left, oh, they just moved again. If these guys move correctly, you can see a little bit of purple. There we go. Yay! So we got our first villager. I'm actually very happy about that. That's going to make things... So that shows everything's working. I did have to pop those stairs out upstairs. You'll see right here now. I just took the whole side off. I'll have to take a look at it. I want to adjust some of the stuff on that build anyway. So we'll probably end up playing around with that either this episode, next episode, or maybe in between. Undecided at the moment. But we officially have our first villager. I'm going to let a bunch of them breed up in here. I want to try and get 10 in here. Just so we can get some villagers to start, you know, once we get that going, we'll open it up because we'll have 5 breeding pairs and they'll be able to kind of get things going. And then once that's open up, the villagers pop out to the sides, and I don't know why they didn't explain it in the video, but he does not, Uniribit does not use full-size blocks. One side has sand from the nether and the other side has a chest, so nothing that's a full block. So I put him there just to check, and I think it's because it doesn't allow you to access the space above. We noticed that with the redstone items, that if you tried to bump up from a spot, it wouldn't let you. Actually, just let me do it there. Sometimes it doesn't. So I think that helps. And then once the villagers grow up, they will grow up to here. And then once they bounce up, they will hit the water and grow up and come out the top. Soul sand, by the way. That's what it's called. Not nether sand. I just realized I called it nether sand. But yeah, we're going to have to kind of dress this area up a little bit. I'm keeping this down here just so I can keep an eye on this villager. I found out there's a big cave back here. Not that I think they'll get in, but it works. So pretty much I'm going to hang out. I'm going to do some decorating in the area for this stuff, clean up some more stuff upstairs. And then hopefully when I bring you guys back, we'll have 10 breeding pairs in there. And then we can get them all grown up and get them set for breeding some more. So an exact time length, I don't know. I've just been watching YouTube videos and kind of working on some stuff in the background here. I've put away some stuff. I've neatened some stuff up. This grass is actually taking forever to spread. It's weird. But we've now got a good amount of adult villagers in here. Oh, they're about to make a new baby somewhere in there. And we're going to get these spread. So we're just going to go like this, and you'll see some shotgun over there, and like this, you'll see some shotgun over there. Oh, that guy is ping-ponging. And we're going to get ourselves fully loaded back up here. So that's, they're stuck over there. You'll see, they don't even try and escape. They try, but like, they can't get up. It's weird. It's that thing I was talking about earlier. Oh, somebody grew up already. Hold on. I wasn't ready. We gotta get upstairs. It's our first villager. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I honestly was not expecting that. I know they're just randomly breeding times, but I want to make sure. He did. Diamond boots for 7 emeralds. Not bad. Good job, sir. Welcome to the village. We gotta get a picture with our first villager. We will call you Hank. You have fun, Hank. Welcome to the village. There was a way to shut the village farm off. Obviously, I just put some blocks there, stop the doors from having air gaps. And we're good from there. Boom. Also, throughout this project, if you're not already in there, I do have a Discord. I will make sure it's linked down below. I've been sharing screenshots and chit-chatting with some of the peeps in there while we've been doing this. But now I'm very happy. 1, and 2, I think this is where we're going to wrap up the episode. Because this has been a very long one for me. Normally I spend probably 2 days, maybe 3 days working on stuff in this world. You know, when it comes to making a video, I have probably put 4 or 5 days into this. Not whole days, obviously. I kind of just, you know, part-time do this thing. But it's been a blast. And we have our first villager up in the village, and I cannot wait for more. We're going to have to get some more trading items together. We really just need to get some farmers and some librarians. That's what we're focusing towards, just so we can kind of get that stuff going. Oh, just a new baby just born right there. But yeah, farmers and librarians, as I said. But anybody else popping in will be a nice little bit of refresh, you know. Get some diamond boots for 7 emeralds, and we'll be able to go from there. But as I was saying, this is going to be the end of the episode. So as always, I hope you did enjoy. And I hope you have a nice night, day, morning, evening, or whatever it is, or wherever you are. This is my defense. I hope to see you again soon. Peace.